Hey everyone, today we learn about security. But to start, we did a bit of troubleshooting. For example, if you get a connection timeout, some possible reasons for that is a disconnected local network interface, DNS resolution failure, routing problems, or a server-side issue such as inactive web service. So how to fix these, or how to find out what's going on is there's a couple of steps. So step one is to verify local network connectivity. You can use IP-Link to see if it's up and running. So here's an example of it. It says up, so yes, everything's good. And in step two, you can check DNS resolution with NSLookup. And then if your repo is with the correct address here, then you know that there's nothing wrong with that. You can also ping it to test remote connectivity. And if all packets are lost, just penetration. Yep. So 3 packets, 0 received. So this could be where a problem lies, right? But obviously you can keep going with if there's no problem there, you can go to step 4, trace the network route using traceroute. And then once you know what's going on, a lot easier for you. You can check if the HTTP server is running with netstat. And then pretty much here's a summary of it pretty much, and you can take a look. But over here in netstat, there should be a pipe sign, which is this thing, but obviously this is a markdown, so I can't have that without messing the table up. So I just wrote it as pipe sign. So just remember that this is what a pipe sign is called. Yep. Anyway, now we're going to security. So starting off with Linux accounts. There's a bunch of authentication mechanisms. So here are some of the tools. PAM, pluggable authentication modules. We have network security tools such as IP tables and FirewallD. We have Secure Shell, which enables secure remote access, and SC Linux, which enforces strict security policies to isolate applications running on the same system. And now, first of all, we're talking about Linux accounts. So what is Linux account? Well, everyone who has, each user has an account. First of all, all the accounts contain a username, a password, a UID, a home directory, and a default shell. And most of the information is stored in /etc/passwd. So when you run that, you'll see this. What that is I'll explain later. And there are a few different types of users. We got regular, super user, system, and service. We've talked about super user before, right? The root account where you use sudo command to act as the super user, right? There's actually another, we can use su, but they said that we probably shouldn't use su because sudo is just better security. We've covered sudo before. And access control files. So some very important Linux access control files can be found under /etc, the /etc directory. We saw before there's already password. We also have shadow, and we also have group. And something very important is to always use the built-in commands to modify these rather than using VI editor to change it. And the etc is always readable, so you can see what's in it and whatnot, but you can only edit it with sudo or if you're the root user. And now we move on to now we go back to what I mentioned before, the /etc/password file. So as you can see from above, I think there's an example below actually. Yeah, here's an example, right? That's what we saw earlier. So the format for it is username, password, UID, GID. So what these are is, I've listed here. The username, obviously the user's login name. Password, this will usually be found with an X. So right here, that's X, that's password, right? Bob is username, X is password, because this will indicate that it's encrypted and stored in the shadow directory, because you don't want to give your password away, right? UID is the unique numeric user identifier. In this example, we have 101. GID is the primary group, which is used the same one. And GCOS is an optional field for additional users, like their full name, right? But you don't always have to have it, so in this case we don't have it. And the home directory is obviously /home/bob for this guy, and for me it's /home/my name. And then the shell is a default shell, so bin bash or any other shell. And yeah, that's pretty much the basics of Linux accounts and control files, access control files. So definitely delve deeper into security tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. See ya.